Hi everyone, this is Kevin Meyers with Monarch, and you're here, happy hour with Kevin. So we're going to be addressing several different topics across the board. We're going to be doing a series of these little videos just to kind of answer some very frequently asked questions. So today's, excuse me one second here. Today's happy hour is going to be talking about the Rejuvapen NXT. And so we get a lot of frequently asked questions via email from a lot of customers out there, current owners of pens, people that are interested in getting new microneedling pens. So I've got a couple of them here that I'm going to just address and answer some questions for you. So the first one is the Rejuvapen NXT cleared? Yes, it is actually. Actually, it got cleared about 2 weeks ago. And so it's FDA cleared for wrinkles on the face. So it's been fantastic for that. So it's really helped a lot there. Second question is, what is the difference between the Rejuvapen NXT and other pens? Well, there's a lot of big differences, but the number one thing that we see out there when you compare both pens or any other pen compared to the Rejuvapen is the amount of torque it has. What does that mean? The amount of power. So if you look at a lot of other pens, the power as the distal tips or the needles start to hit the tissue start to weaken. So they don't really penetrate to the same depth. With the NXT, it has such good torque that if you set a depth of 0.5, 1.5, 2.5 even, you're going to get those needles down to that depth. I've done side-by-side comparisons with other pens on the market, and a lot of customers will say, well, I want a set comparable to my current pen, which is a 2.0 depth, and I typically say, no, we're going to go start at 0.5, maybe 0.8, and we're going to get very similar end responses, which is that little petechiae. So it's been fantastic. And again, the number one thing I think on the Rejuvapen is how much power it has and versatility with it. All right, third question. How much should I charge for the Rejuvapen NXT treatment? Well, we're in Southern California here, but we see across the board anywhere from about $300 to about $500 a treatment. I would also always recommend adding PRP or exosomes with it because that will definitely increase the benefit, but also increase your revenue. So you can absolutely add in something into it. All right, next question. What can I combine with the NXT for boosted ROI and increased patient satisfaction? Well, I think I just answered that question. PRP, platelet-rich plasma, is a fantastic combination with it. So we've seen people utilizing the NXT in the face and using PRP, or the second one is exosome, which is kind of hot to the market, which is basically a communicator from stem cells to your system to really help healing. We've seen that to be a fantastic adjunct to it. What training is offered with the NXT? Well, we do our trainings on site in your office. So we will come in once you get the pen. We'll actually do a hands-on training, or we can actually do Zoom trainings. We're doing quite a few Zoom trainings while we're in this social distancing shutdown. So if you give us a call, we'd love to do a Zoom training with you. We've done that quite a bit, and it works out very well. How long are the treatments? The great thing about the NXT pen is that it's very fast. 15 to 25 minutes, depending on how many passes, how aggressive, and what you're really trying to treat. But it is a great treatment and very fast and easy to do. And then lastly, what is your take on corded versus non-corded or battery-operated pens? Well, we looked at them all when we first started looking to bring on a microneedling pen, and that's why I went to the Rejuvapen. The biggest thing, if you really think about it, it's kind of like when you have your drill at home, and I don't know if many of you have a cordless versus corded drill. The drill works great that first, maybe half hour as you're drilling or putting in screws in there. But as you're trying to do more and more and more all day, the battery starts to run down and the power eliminates. And so your torque goes away. The other thing, if you just think about the size and logistics of the pen itself is about, so long as my finger. But if you have to take a battery to take up a good portion of the size of that pen, what ends up being is your motor size shrinks from a large motor down to a small motor. That's why you have lower power or torque to be able to deliver those needles down to the depth. So really, I prefer the cord. The other thing I like to tell people, listen, our cord's 9 feet long. If you can't find a plug within 9 feet of the table, we got issues. There's something else that we need to talk about on it. So I think those are the most popular questions out there concerning the Rejuvapen NXT. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 866-599-5570, or email me, kevin@monarchlaser.com. And again, we look forward to seeing you at another Happy Hour with Kevin.